Greetings, 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 royal family. All right, you read the title. Thank you for clicking on the video. If you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are a returning royal family member, you know how this thing goes. So, for those of you who have Zeus, hopefully you've seen the conversation part 2. Princess Love and Ray J. They continued their conversation about what happened in Vegas. It obviously didn't stay in Vegas. So they sat down for a part 2. I did get an opportunity to watch the episode in its entirety. It was much shorter than the first episode. Part 1 was about a little over an hour. This was about 35 minutes or so. So is their marriage over? Or is this all for ratings? So in the second part, Princess actually shut up. She finally shut up. Excuse me. They picked up where they left off in part 1. And part 1 just consisted of Princess being, her energy was real aggressive. You know, she was just trying to get Ray J to admit that he was cheating, and she didn't want to hear any long drawn out answers. She just wanted to get to the strippers in Vegas, the alleged prostitutes, yada yada. And she kept cutting Ray J off. Ray J was not able to get a word in edgewise, which caused him to want to take a break. So this picks up with them still kind of on a break. Ray J's, taking a little bit of a breather. And they sat down, and Ray J, he's talking to production actually, and he wants like some vodka. So he's definitely feeling the pressure. I think that he was afraid. I think that he is afraid of what Princess might reveal during this little sit down. So he really doesn't trust her, especially after the social media stunt, when she went live on IG saying that she was abandoned. When they actually sat back down, she did apologize for cutting him off. And she's talking in a calmer tone. And because she realizes she's not going to be able to railroad him or bully him, right? So she's talking in a calmer tone, and she apologizes for cutting him off and says that she wants to hear what it is that he has to say, and she wants to come to a mutual understanding. So he's with it, this seems like this is all that he wanted. And she actually shut up, y'all, for a good 12 minutes or so that I counted, maybe a little bit longer than that, but roughly about 12 minutes. She literally sat there, didn't say anything. So he begins to talk, and he is telling her that there are certain lines that he will not cross as it pertains to her. Like, he's not going to sit on here and call her out of her name and disrespect her on TV. And I think that he's putting on his, well, he's putting on his best just acting role. Because let's not forget that Ray J is an actor, heavily media trained, and he understands the game. And Sonia is his mama, okay, the original momager. So he's calm in his tone, and he's talking about why he blocked Princess, because Princess kept saying, "Oh, you blocked me for 4 days while we were in Vegas." Basically, the text messages that they were sending each other were intense, according to Ray J. And he didn't want to do that. He didn't want to trade insults back and forth with his wife, so he cut it off. And at this point, she had already gone live, and pretty much aired out all of their business. Or they were arguing, they were arguing prior to that, and then she went on live. So this is his point. One of the points that he was trying to make is, his gripe is Princess basically took things to social media and said that Ray J abandoned her on the Instagram live. Now, he said that they had gone to counseling, and they both agreed. They had conversations in counseling. They had a mediator, and they both agreed that outing their personal issues for the world to see was a no-no. So basically, he feels betrayed. She breached their agreement, because she's done this before. This is not the first time that she did this. So he, pretty much had to sit down. Both of them had to sit down with a counselor, and they both came to an agreement that you're not going to do this. Because Ray J doesn't do this to her. I mean, doesn't make him any better. I'm just saying. So as a result of this, Ray, he lost a few brand deals. He emphasized that quite a bit in the first and in this second part. And these deals, he says that he's been working with these big major brands for months, months, months. And he also lost a lot of money. One brand deal was like $2 million, and he lost that. And all his hard work just kind of went down the drain. And he says to her, like, that I've been working on these deals for months, months, a lot of hard work. And basically, because of all of this, they said, maybe not this time, champ. Maybe when everything cools down. So they withdrew their deal. So he wanted the press to stay out of their relationship. Again, when he went to counseling, Princess agreed to this. So he goes on to say that once she did the live, in his head, the relationship was over. And he went to the strip club and he admitted that. And he said that he was pissed because, one, the two deals that he was working hard on, big money on the table, he lost. And two, Princess knew that her airing out their argument was a deal breaker. Keep in mind that Princess is actually being quiet and she is listening. So I'm saying to myself, interesting. She's actually being quiet. So he admits that, he was entertaining strippers that night, and he was mad. And he said that when she said that she was abandoned on her live, people took it as Ray J pretty much left her to fend for herself, pregnant with a child. And he said that he was approached by people, and people were looking at him like he was a monster. They were like, "Oh, how could you do that to your wife?" And he says that he tunes out what the media has to say and he doesn't really care. But I'm pretty sure it bothered him because now he's out here looking like a monster. And he said that I would hate me too, if this was true. And he says, I'm not blaming you. So I guess he's taking it easier on her. He says, I know it's not your fault, but people misunderstood what you said. And he said these brands looked at him negative as well. So his gripe is just like, yo, you out here tarnishing my name. You know what I mean? And he says, look, I don't like, we could argue. I'm cool with that. But when you bring the world into our business, that's when it's going to take a different turn. And historically, most people tend to take the side of the woman, especially Princess being pregnant, especially Princess using words like abandon and human, whatever she said. I almost caught myself. Can't say certain things on here. So at this point, this is when she goes on to say that this is why she went on back on social media to clarify her initial live by posting that she wasn't stranded on the side of the road and that she was able to fly herself back home. Now, I do notice watching this that she kind of wants to overlook that little game that she played when she was on live. She knew that saying these things would tarnish Ray J's brand. And to me, I feel that that was her intention. I feel that she's feeling guilty now, as she should. She starts with the semantics, saying that she did not mean abandon literally. I felt like as a pregnant woman and you being my husband, you should have been there with me. Princess starts to cry. And Ray J's asking her why is she crying, and she doesn't give a reason. I think she feels guilty for going too far. I don't know if you guys saw the live that she did, but she did make it out to be kind of like a joke. She was laughing with people in the comments and she was like, no, divorce, no, it's over. And Princess is telling him that she received a DM from a random person. See, this is where she starts talking more now, right? She receives a DM from a random person telling her that Ray was dealing with a groupie. He tells her that this alleged woman was someone that he was working with and he was making money with her. Princess says that this was a groupie. She was told that this was a groupie who was affiliated with other rappers. And he's repeating what she is saying, and she got aggravated. So she's saying to him, stop cutting me off. Now, in the first one, when she was cutting him off, he wasn't nasty to her. And he wasn't really trying to cut her. He wasn't cutting her off the way she was in the first episode. he was trying to understand, like, you're telling me that a random person DM'd you and told you XYZ. You don't even know this. Like, who is this person? She says it doesn't matter. He said, so is this your friend? She says it doesn't matter. Then she says a random person, and he repeats a random person. So she gets aggravated. She says, stop cutting me off, or else I'm going to walk away. So he was like, then get up and walk away then. I don't give a F. So she gets upset. She walks off. Ray J says, this is crazy. We're not kids. She ends up storming off. Now, my whole thing is, what's the point of you storming off if you are trying to get your point across? I actually don't get it. So she's upstairs and she is crying and she's saying that she doesn't love him. She doesn't respect him. She's upstairs in one of the rooms. She doesn't respect him. She says that she puts on a happy face around the kids because she doesn't want to argue in front of the babies. And this is why Ray J thinks that things are all good, because when he comes to the house to see the kids, she's always in a jovial, happy mood. But the truth is that she is not going to be angry and argumentative in front of the children. To me, that sounds stupid. So you don't talk to him any other time other than when he's coming to see the kids? That's very well possible. But how could Ray J think that everything is all good? The same way that you're putting on a happy face in front of the kids, he's probably doing the same thing. So he is downstairs, and he's saying that he's done recording for the day. He does not want to argue with Princess anymore. He's over it. He's totally, totally over it. And he's telling production, look, like, this is just, I'm not going to disrespect her. This is going to get ugly. This is not Love and Hip Hop. So he's talking to production, and he says that he's done with a relationship with her. Not only is he done filming for the day, he's done with, as far as a relationship with her. He says that he's basically waiting for her to say that she is seeing someone else so that he can say the same. And I'm saying to myself, what? Ray J was talking, he was talking all over the place, but I was listening to what he was saying. He made a point by saying that if he comes out and says that, he's seeing someone, he will automatically be the bad guy. To me, that's a red flag. He doesn't want to be with her anymore. And he wants to move on. Her thing is, she just wants him to admit that he was wrong and work on being a better husband. Now, to me, this doesn't make any sense. How does that make sense? You just said that you're not in love with him. You said that you don't respect him. You said you don't love him anymore. You said that you're much happier when he's not around, because I don't think that they're living under the same roof right now. But you want him to admit that he's wrong. Mind you, she basically believes what she was told by whoever this random person is that she's claiming sent her a DM telling her that Ray J was cheating on her. So what is it that you need him to admit? Listen, as with so many other women, she is one of those women that wants him to be something and someone that he's not. She wants to control him, and it's obvious he does not want to be controlled. They both knew what they were getting themselves into. And I feel that she is going to take him to the cleaners. I think that she's going to take him to the cleaners, and he is probably just trying to take it easy, I guess. That could be why I thought about that could be why she is trying to get him to publicly admit that he cheated, so that I guess if they decide to get a divorce, she can kind of use this, because she was the one that wanted to sit down and have this conversation to get him to open up about what happened in Vegas. This seems a little bit contrived. I'm keeping it real. Both of them probably could be in on it and doing this for ratings and a check. But if this was her idea, this seems very calculated. And again, I don't even know if they have a prenuptial agreement. I know his mother was trying to get him to make Princess sign one. He did rip it up on Love and Hip Hop, but I don't know. So that could be why he's very calm and he's not blacking out and raising his voice or anything like that, even though she's like pushing his buttons. And talking to him disrespectfully and yelling at him and screaming at him. Not saying that gives him ammunition, but you know what I mean? She's testing him, and she knows it. Because what other reason would you want? This goes against what you guys talked about in counseling. This is also airing out your personal information, personal business. But then again, he agreed to it. For what? He probably is using this as free promotion for his new music. But I guess she must have forgot that that's Sonya's boy. He's not going to admit publicly that he cheated on you. Are you kidding me? Listen, Ray, he's playing Mr. Nice Guy. I feel that he doesn't want to be married anymore. I believe he wants to be able to see his children without the drama. And Princess knows that he doesn't trust her anymore. And she doesn't want to admit that airing out their business. He gave his reasons why he did what he did, whether they're acceptable to her or the masses. It's not justification. However, it's the reason. So he was able to articulate that. And again, he feels justified for cheating. At the moment, in the moment, he felt justified for not cheating. He didn't say cheating. Going to the strip club. That's what he said. And hanging out and entertaining strippers. He used his words wisely. That's what he said. So let me not say cheating, because that's not what he said. So he feels justified for, hanging out with the strippers, because again, that agreement that they had about not airing out their public issues, that was broken. And she's angry because the bullying that she's doing isn't working in her favor, and he's not blowing up, and he's not following her commands. And I have to be honest and say that Ray J is really keeping his cool. It may make him seem like a narcissist, but it can work in his favor if they decide to take legal action and separate. Now, I thought that this was a 2-part sit down, but nope, there's part 3 that's airing next week. The previews show that Princess will continue with her abandoned storyline. She keeps using that word, as well as emasculating Ray J. She takes him for a joke. And I feel like Ray J, this kind of serves you right, because she is going to go, to me, I think that she's going to go to the ends of the earth to defame him. And his mama told him that both of them were not ready to be married. But neither one of you listen. And I do think he married her thinking that she was going to eventually get used to his ways, and it didn't pan out that way. And she got married because she thought that she would change him. Didn't work out for either one of you. So I don't know what is going to become of this. Is their marriage over, or is this all a stunt? I'm looking forward to part 3, because Ray J does get up and walk away. And Princess she just has this smirk on her face that she takes him for a joke. And I really think that she wants to catch him slipping, because she asked him, do you need Visine? This is the preview for the next episode. And he says, why do I need Visine? She says, yeah, your eyes are red. You don't look like you're here. And he says to her, this stuff is weighing on me. I was up all night. And then she laughs and says, oh, so you were crying? Like, you see what she's doing? She's picking, like, everybody knows that he looked 2 sheets to the wind, but she is trying to get him to say that. And I don't think this was well thought out. She just seems very, very calculated, like she is trying to get him to admit to a lot of things so that it can work in her favor. And I don't think he's taking the bait, and that's why she gets mad. So I'll be back next week, y'all. The conversation with Ray J and Princess part 3. I thought this was supposed to be a 2-part, but we'll see what next week is given. If you enjoyed the commentary, please hit the like button. Thank you for rocking out with me until the end of this video. Hopefully you guys appreciated the transitions in the photos, stepping my game up a little bit. Be sure to drop down in the comments. Let me know what you think. If you saw it, share your thoughts. If not, share your thoughts anyway. Please keep all comments respectful, as you guys tend to usually do. So, Royal Family, I am signing off, and I look forward to meeting up with you in the comments section. Until next time, peace.